June 4th, 2024. You should know this already. So, I have several degrees. This isn't a humble brag. It is what is required to teach in higher ed. I did the work, I earned the degrees. I was a student over and over, and I learned so that I could, one day, like, say, today, impart my knowledge to a student who wishes to learn from me. Maybe not me per se, but someone like me. Someone who is an expert in a particular field who can help people become better at something. This is the job I do. This is the job I just did 10 minutes before I sat down to write this. I have a student who is riding the struggle bus at the moment with this unit's concepts. To help out, I've spoken to her, met with her virtually, chatted with her on the phone, and today, replied with a detailed email. I have the privilege to do my job, but I worked my arse off and made huge mistakes along the way, and now, here I am in the ivory tower, trying to take it apart bit by bit so that it can be built again stronger than before. I teach. That is what I do. I've said it before and I'll say it again. I am a professor who doesn't profess. I teach. I like to actually find out what my students need, and I work with them to crack the code. Does it take more time? Yeah, it does. Is it the right thing to do? I guess it depends on each person who sits on my side of the desk, but I think this is the job. A few things drive me crazy about my colleagues. Okay, way more than a few. I wrote a whole book about it because my list is so long. I should say one of the things that drives me crazy is when one of them says to a student, "You should know this already." For those who have never been insulted with this bullshit line, here is what it sounds like. Student: Professor Fuckhead, I'm really struggling with subject-verb agreement. You keep telling me that I'm doing it wrong, but I just don't really get what you are saying. Professor Fuckhead: That was something you should have learned in elementary school at best, or middle school at worst. I don't have time for that. I'm not teaching you English, I'm teaching you how to write effectively. Yeah, so Professor Fuckhead isn't wrong about a lot of that, but he should take a few minutes to help out. He totally has the time. The class only meets 2.5 hours per week. All kinds of fucking time. Besides, the fact remains the student doesn't know it, and she is asking for help. So it is Fuckhead's fucking job to help. I'm not suggesting that Fuckhead needs to set up private tutoring sessions for this struggling student, but the internet is vast, and the resources are free. If it were me, I would say something like, page 22 in the free handbook I send you all in day 1 of class should give you a lot of insight. Also, Grammar Girl has some excellent videos and resources that can help you refresh your skills. Let's look at a few instances in your writing where you are doing it wrong, and then you can look at the resources and you can try and find others in your paper. I'm not going to fix them for you, but I will show you how you can fix them. I didn't shame the student. I didn't put up a wall. I didn't do the work for he or him either. I gave some help. I showed the student how to fix the problem and shared some resources because yes, the student should know this already. This is a college, but she is struggling. I know I can pass the course I am teaching. That is sort of the point of getting all the degrees. At some point, someone with more degrees than me took a moment to explain things to me that I didn't know, even if I should have known it. The world is big, and our brains are stuffed with a lot of shit. I know that Brian May is both a rock god and an astrophysicist. Is that helpful? No. Could I have used that mental space to remember something someone taught me when I was 9? Maybe. Instead, I listened to Queen, and then I asked a question of someone who knew more than me, and while I was told on many occasions by Professor Fuckhead that I should know that already, thankfully, I had plenty of teachers who decided to take 5 minutes to help me out. Seems only right that I pay that forward.